Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
As many of you know, this part of our service is where one of our clergy share a message that we feel is important or timely, or lessons of Torah tradition that have impact on our life. And so tonight, as we celebrate the Helfman Religious School graduation of 6 seniors, they become our teachers of Torah tonight, and they share lessons and messages of how their learning here at this place and connection to this place has enriched their lives, and messages that they will take. And I know you will find those messages impacting your own sense of learning and connection as well. So we begin with messages from our graduating seniors. The first will be on the screen.
Hi, my name is Tally Helfman. Over the past 14 years, I've had the privilege of attending Emmanuel's religious school and being a part of this amazing community. One of the things I'm most grateful for is the lifelong friendships I've made here. I've shared so many meaningful experiences with my classmates, from celebrating holidays to learning about our shared history and traditions. These friendships have been a constant source of support and inspiration for me, and I know they'll continue to be a part of my life for years to come. The rabbis and teachers have been by our side for every step of the way. My parents met here when they were in 1st grade, and many years later I had that same teacher, Ms. Judy Stein. The teaching staff was there for our consecration, bar and bat mitzvahs, confirmation, and now graduation, and every step in between. In addition to the friendships I've made, I've also had the opportunity to learn from some truly inspiring speakers this past year. From rabbis to community leaders, we've been lucky enough to hear from a wide range of voices who have shared their wisdom and experiences with us. I really loved learning about Jewish rituals and traditions, from the funeral home to learning about the mikvah, and even how we can take Jewish studies courses in college and beyond. These speakers have challenged us to think deeply about our beliefs and values, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity to learn from them. As I prepare to graduate and move on to the next chapter in my life, I can't help but feel a sense of sadness at the thought of leaving this community behind. Wednesday nights at Emmanuel have been such a constant in my life for so long, and it's hard to imagine not being here every week. However, I'm excited for the opportunities that lie ahead. I know that my experiences here have given me a strong foundation to build on, and I'm looking forward to continuing to explore my Jewish identity in college and beyond. I'm excited to see where this journey takes me, and I'm grateful to all of you for being a part of it.
Hi, my name is Haley Frank. I started Helfman Religious School in 6th grade, joining a class full of students who already knew each other for many years. Ever since then, my Sunday mornings and Wednesday evenings have been spent at synagogue, first preparing for my own bat mitzvah, then helping others prepare for theirs. I used to think that was the only job of TAs. Sit there and listen to kids as they practice reading Hebrew so they will be able to confidently read Torah at their own bar bat mitzvah. But that's not it. That's not it at all. I have helped nearly every grade in Hugim teach Hebrew letters, prayers, and Jewish values in fun, creative ways. And through this experience, I've learned a little something about myself as well. All kids can be difficult to work with, but some require extra attention in the classroom, on the playgrounds, or in large crowds. But Helfman has always emphasized that every child deserves a chance to know their heritage. For the younger kids, Helfman has provided me with the experience to always be ready with a fidget toy, quiet time, or hug after every unpreventable meltdown. I have learned how to personalize every lesson and give every student the chance to participate in a way that makes them feel comfortable, just like they did for me. This year, my first class of students are now TAs beside me. Being a TA showed me that I'm not just teaching the future generation, but also my future peers. Helfman is not just a school, it's a community. Not a single one of us up here today attends Jewish day school, so our Hebrew school community provides us with a safe space and supportive people willing to give advice whenever needed. These past 6 years have strengthened my connection to peers I would never get the chance to talk to, laugh with, or learn from without Helfman Religious School. This year, we've spent learning how to become real Jewish adults in college. I know, your bat mitzvah makes you a Jewish adult in the eyes of our tradition, so logically, we should be ready. We're not. But after spending countless Wednesdays discussing everything from how to cook in a dorm to how to face anti-Semitism on campus, I can confidently say I'm more prepared than ever to start this new chapter in my life. College is going to be a big change, but I know that I will always have a community here at Helfman supporting me in all my next steps. I am so grateful for every one of my teachers, co-TAs, classmates, rabbis, and everyone who helped me get to this point. Thank you all for everything that you've done to help me cultivate the foundations of my Jewish identity. I know that no matter how much I grow, this identity will always help me stay connected to my Jewish community. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Anna Chaikin. It's hard to believe that my time at Helfman has come to an end, but I know I will never forget the education it has brought me and the friends I have gained. I'm not the type of person who likes going to school. I love learning, but everyone knows that the American school system doesn't really care if you're learning or not. Religious school is different. Every Wednesday, I would make the hour-long drive from my house to downtown to talk about birth control, life on campus, and budgeting from a Jewish perspective. Learning at Helfman was fun, as we discussed topics that we found interesting, and we asked the questions that I knew could not be asked in a regular school. Of course, as the only Jewish kid in my public school, I never really had the chance to talk about Jewish topics with my peers. They didn't know what a mikveh was, or why I could only eat unleavened bread for a week. Wednesdays were the days where I could talk freely of challah or my plans for Sukkot, and I wouldn't have to worry about answering a million questions in the process. This past summer, I was given the opportunity to join my classmates on the Shirley Barish Memorial Israel experience. And before I could understand what I was even doing, I was on a 10-hour plane ride with people I barely see once a week. Being surrounded by Jews of all origins in one tiny country was an experience I will never be able to recreate. Israel really felt like home to me, and these strangers were finally becoming some of my closest friends. Maybe it was being forced out of bed at midnight because of a faulty fire alarm, or being hit with traveler's tummy in the middle of a random Israeli city, but I developed friendships that I know will withstand the test of time. To say Helfman had an impact on me is an understatement. My years at upper school, with a grand total of 5 classmates, have shown me that I will always have a place I can belong. I can't remember every single thing I've learned over the years, but to know I have people to turn to and to share memories with is enough to keep my Jewish identity with me always. Thank you, Helfman, for giving me the knowledge of Houston's own speakeasy mikveh and the tools I'll need to survive in this world, even when I only have a microwave and a packet of ramen.
Oh, that's fine. Okay. Hello, my name is Riley Green. I have been a Helfman student for 10 years. In those 10 years, a lot has happened in the world and a lot has happened to me. Congregation Emmanuel, the clergy and staff, and all of you have been so kind to me. Thank you for that. While I would not characterize myself as the most religious person in the room, I am happy that I have been a part of the Emmanuel community and attended Helfman Religious School. I'll be honest, the school aspect of attending Emmanuel was not always my favorite. This is not to say I have not learned anything, but the reasons I attended and kept coming back was because of the people and the Wednesday night school dinners. However, the main reason I stayed enrolled after my bar mitzvah was to go on the Shirley Barish Memorial Israel experience. While the words life-changing sound like a bit of an exaggeration, they are mostly true and reflect my experience of the trip. I was able to explore an entirely different part of the world to discover many new cultures. I finally made friends with the other kids in my grade, some of which I plan on remaining in contact with in college and beyond. I also centered my college essay around my trip, using specific locations like Kibbutz Lotan to explain why I care about sustainability and plan to major in environmental science. However, not every aspect of the trip was amazing, such as getting stung by jellyfish 3 times or the flight to Jerusalem with lots of crying babies. The trip and my time at Emmanuel have helped me learn who I am and have prepared me for living as a Jewish adult. I am very thankful for my time at Emmanuel and Helfman Religious School and all the opportunities given to me. When I first started attending Emmanuel, I did not know who I was, but now I have a better understanding of who I want to be. Once again, thank you.
My name is Megan Carson. Growing up, I never had very many Jewish friends, as long as I've always attended public school with low Jewish populations. When I came to religious school, it seemed that everyone had their own little cliques and friend groups from school, and I often felt left out. It didn't seem to help that there was a global pandemic mixed into the madness. So it was this summer. My mom dropped me off at the airport. Thoughts start filling my mind. Who am I going to be friends with? What if everyone hates me? What if I'm alone wandering Israel and experience it all alone? I stand by the 2 girls from my grade going on the Shirley Barish Memorial Israel experience with me. The parents start to exit and the journey begins. If you had told me then I would be having an out-of-body cultural, religious, and spiritual journey through the land my ancestors once walked, I would have laughed. I remember snorkeling a little too far in the Red Sea and seeing a coral reef with a full ecosystem enclosed. I learned about a school that united both Palestinians and Israelis and decorated the wall separating Israel and the Gaza Strip. I watched so many sunsets and a sunrise after hiding Masada. We picked cherries straight from the tree and ate them. We rode down a feisty river and someone flew off the boat. But no worries, they are okay. I could go on and on about the amazing speakers and experiences. My favorite memories from the trip were hanging out with the new friends I made. I walked into the trip unaware of how the experience would forever change me as a person and a new Jewish adult. I know I wouldn't have this trip without Helfman Religious School. I am so fortunate to have been given this opportunity and hope all Jewish teens are also given a similar opportunity. Thank you.
Hey guys. My name is Scout Brooks, and I didn't start going to upper school consistently until 12th grade. I apologize, 10th grade, because it was being taught by my aunt. Our class had some great conversations, but the virtual atmosphere was so daunting that on the first day of our 11th grade year, Riley Green and I were the only 2 kids in the classroom. Most of our conversations consisted of me saying, "What's up?" and Riley saying, "Gas prices." I looked forward to religious school because Mr. Dom treated us like adults, and the pasta bar nights were phenomenal. Also, the top floor of the parking garage had the perfect view. I went to that floor as many times as I could get away with. I asked Mr. Dom if I could go stargazing every class period. He thought I was kidding. One fine evening, we had Miss Stephanie as a substitute teacher. I asked her if we could go stargazing, and she said yes, and I was losing my mind as Riley, Anna, Megan, Miss Stephanie, and I went up all those stairs. I lay down on the top floor, ready to get a face full of stars, but all I saw were clouds. What else should I have expected from the sky of Houston, Texas? The main thing I'll remember from the past 3 years is the Shirley Barish Memorial Israel experience that was put on such a pedestal by our predecessors. What they didn't tell us, however, was how easy it would be to cause chaos in the Israeli government. I say this because the day after we toured the Knesset, we found out that it had become disbanded. All jokes aside, the trip lived up to its name because the people made it great. I'll never forget how Anna shared her earbuds with me on every bus ride, or how Megan checked up on me 24/7, or how Riley made time to hang out with us girls, or how Natalie was my source of all pop culture, or how Jason and Ronnie pretended my jokes were funny, or how Ben got sick all over Mount Masada. What really did it for me, though, was the spiritual aspect. When people ask me about the Israel trip, the first thing I usually mention is my first Orthodox Shabbat service. The dividing curtain between men and women, although sexist, allowed me to have this experience with only women, and there was just something powerful about getting to worship with only girls. I also had many spiritual encounters with the wind. Within the first few hours we landed, Rabbi Fixler said a blessing about reaching new ground. As soon as I closed my eyes and the blessing was spoken, the wind blew so intensely in my face that I almost fell over. That was the first of many times on the trip that I associated the wind with God. It blew when I prayed at the Western Wall, and it blew overnight when we slept in a tent, and it blew strongest on our way up some rock next to our hotel. The sky was fully dark, and the rock was incredibly steep without any support. In a normal situation, the wind blowing against me would have made me even more scared, but this wasn't a normal situation. This was in Israel, where for me, the wind meant God. When we got to the top of the mountain, our tour guide told us to lay down. I looked up, and finally, all I could see were the stars. Thank you.
So in addition to coming to Helfman Religious School on Wednesday nights and going to Israel, Scout has been leading tefillah with me and our awesome song leading team every Sunday morning. And along the way, she wrote a setting of this prayer for peace, Oseh Shalom. So we wanted to share it with you tonight.
Oseh Shalom.
Oseh Shalom, Bimroma, Uyaseh, Shalom, Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, Ve'imru Amen, Amen, Amen. We all can come together. We all can come together. No matter what the weather. And there'll be peace forever. We'll know peace forever. Amen, Amen, Amen. Oseh Shalom, Bimroma, Uyaseh, Shalom, Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael,